name is Celeste and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope that you will stick around to learn about some of my tips and tricks for online teaching. But on my channel, I talk about three things that I do as a wifepreneur. I talk about my online ESL teaching experience and journey, as well as my online Etsy shop and ways that we save money as a family. Today, we're going to talk about online ESL teaching. But first, I hope that you'll subscribe and click that notification bell so that you are informed of other videos that I do. In a video that I will link above, I will talk about the platforms that I currently teach for. I'm not going to get into that. But today we're going to talk about really prepping for classes. Now, when I first began prepping, and now I'm going to talk about specifically the company for GOGOKID. I teach for 3 companies, but this is specifically for GOGOKID. When I first began with GOGOKID, I wasn't really sure if I really was going to enjoy that platform. So I didn't want to spend a lot of money or resources on really honing down my lesson prep work until I really know if that was a good platform for me, because I've tried other platforms that they were great platforms. I had great experiences with the support team from that company, but it just wasn't for me. Other people have chosen those companies and they flourished and they love it. But I think that each teacher, each online teacher really needs to find their little niche, which company or companies work best for them and their family life. So GOGOKID is one of those. So when I first began prepping for them, I just got out a piece of paper and I would literally write down each slide and what I needed to do on each slide. Now, when I first began my brick and mortar teaching position, I was that way too. I wrote down every single detail my first year teaching because I was so concerned that I was going to miss something or forget to say something that would confuse my students. And those of you that have been a brick and mortar teacher know that, as every year lesson prep gets somewhat easier unless the state changes the requirements, which they did with me. But with GOGOKID, that's what I did. That's just how I am. I just write it down. I would write down the target sentences, the vocab, words, even what rewards that might fit well for that. And then I filed it in an accordion file. Let me show you that. Accordion file of all of my lessons that I have taught for GOGOKID, and it's by levels. So I have my trial lessons, I have my K1, K2, L1, L2, L3, L4, and above. And if you're a GOGOKID teacher, you know that there's multiple levels, and at each level there's multiple units, and in each unit there's multiple lessons. So I have all of that there. And that's how I initially began. Well, as I got into GOGOKID, I learned that I absolutely love the platform. I love that it's one-on-one classes, one teacher, one student. I love that you get to pick the times. You can be very flexible with it. I love the interaction that the platform lessons provide for the students and for the teacher. They have a lot of fun learning games and songs that really enhance the lessons and make the time go by so quickly. So I have stuck with that. And so I decided that these papers were just becoming too cumbersome. They were being, as you can see, it's been folded. And I really couldn't set it next to my laptop to really look at it quickly. It was too big, or fall over, make a lot of noises, and I was floundering around looking for that. So what I've done to streamline the process is I've got these 5x7 cards. And so what I've been doing, and I've tried this for the past 2 months, and it's really worked well for me. So I still write information on the front of the card. I'll put the level, the unit, the lesson, the name of that lesson, and how many slides it has. Now, each lesson for GOGOKID is 25 minutes. So if this one particular was 25 slides, so I knew that I had approximately about 1 minute per slide to make sure that I completed all the slides and ended on time. So that's a visual for me. And then I also put the vocab words the target sentences, and this particular one had a letter introduction, the letter M. And I also put my reward system that has worked well for my previous students that really went with the lesson well. At least I thought it went well. So this is really nice. I can prop it right beside my laptop and I can quickly glance at it throughout the lesson to make sure that I'm hitting those target words and hitting those target sentences and the letter for the day to make sure that the student really gets the full benefit of that lesson. Then on the back of it, I write down my props that I use so I can quickly gather those. Then I file it in just an index box, and as you can see here, I use these little tabs here, and I'll put the unit, and then behind that unit are the lessons for each of those units and levels there. So this has really cut my prep time for GOGOKID. I used to spend about 10 to 15 minutes per lesson going through this, but now that I've streamlined it on this index card, I can pull it out, I can review it very quickly, gather my props, put it in my little bucket for that class, and I'm ready to go. So it's gone from 15 minutes to maybe down to 2 or 3 minutes. I may spend a little bit more time if it's been a while since I've taught that lesson, just to go through those slides again before class, just to remind myself of different interactive features on there so that I'm not having to scan the teacher notes at the beginning of each slide and slow down the process, that I can be just on top of it, especially for my students who are quick and Johnny on the spot about it. So I may do that, which may extend my prep time, but typically about 2 or 3 minutes to get this, to gather the props, etc. So I hope that is a helpful tip to you as you are thinking about your online teaching journey for GOGOKID. So I hope that is helpful. If so, remember to subscribe, click that notification bell, and like. And if you are still interested in becoming an online ESL teacher, reach out to me through that email and use my referral codes, and I will be glad to help you through that process. I will tell you, it's been a very rewarding experience for me, and I think it would be great for you. Until next time, happy teaching.